What is going on, folks? I am Goat. Welcome back to Warframe. Hi. So we're gonna go casual player standpoint as I typically do because I am not a high tier, level cap player. Okay, just not. We all know this. We've seen me. I'm reckless as fuck. I just have a good time with this game. Such is life. C'est la vie, right? So Dagath. Dagath got an augment. Okay, and this augment is nonsensical as fuck from a casual player standpoint. Okay, it really is. I understand what it's doing. Okay, I have played it. I have tried it. We're just gonna look at it because what the hell? Okay, so if we're gonna do this, let's cover what Dagath does, right? Like, let's truly cover what Dagath actually does. Dagath wants to be a shield gating frame. Okay, that's a given. She wants to be a shield gating frame, and yes, you can see I actually put a fucking Umber former in her because life. I did that. It happens. We all make decisions. Sometimes we regret. I actually don't. I like Dagath. She's actually pretty good. So she's got weird scythes. Basically, she's got her passive. Excuse me. There's a 35% chance that energy and health orbs will be 300% more effective on Dagath. That's cool. All right, like that's cool. It's not a bad passive. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's good utility stuff. So weird size, basically sling a bunch of shit around her. She fucking flings it in the direction of her sight and does viral damage. So spin damage, and then there's thrown damage, and then it slows enemies down to a fucking crawl. It's not a terrible ability. It's not the greatest. But it works on basically every acolyte as long as violence hasn't triggered silence yet. It actually even works on violence, so you just kind of want to be careful using it on Torment because you have to pick the right time to use it. Because if the fucker is about to turn into the wave and it ends up hitting him, oh my god, does it take forever to kill his stupid ass. Second ability, Doom. Very good ability. Cast in a 40-degree angle, so about the truest form of line of sight that you could possibly see, okay? Or that you can possibly think of. I mean, we're talking like this. You get there. That's like 40 degrees. Maybe 35, but still. So it's redneck math, man. We refer, objects instead of math, okay? I'm using my hands. I think that's it. So yeah, so basically you cast this on enemies and you unleash base viral damage and you there's a damage redirection output to it, but this synergizes greatly with Grave Spirit. Because Grave Spirit gives you an initial critical damage buff anyway, but a Doom critical damage, so if anybody's been hit by the second ability, a massive critical damage, and Grave Spirit gives you that invulnerability time if you should be downed. So instead of being downed, you become just completely impervious and immune to damage for, with my build, 15.5 seconds. And then there is a cooldown of 25 seconds, so you have a 25-second window to where you get your ass blown off. Okay, and Dagath does have some survivability issues, and you would think like with her passive that wouldn't be a thing, but it actually is. Her fourth ability is the horses, because of course she's the equestrian frame, and it is an armor strip, and that's all fine and well, but it's such a singular directional armor strip that personally I don't like it, so I use Nourish for energy economy and damage output. Okay, that's just what I use it for. Now, could I use like, violet shards instead? Sure. Do I wanna? No. Because I get damage with this, and I don't need to armor strip them if they're fucking dying and exploding anyway, so it's a good time. So what the Grave Spirit augment does, now that we've gone through this whole level of shenanigans, okay, Spectral Spirit. It's a Grave Spirit augment. Immediately assume the spectral form. Now take that into the equation right from the fucking get. So immediately assume the spectral form. So you automatically, the moment you turn this ability on, you are invincible for the duration of that ability. So 15.5 seconds of pure invincibility. 100% chance for weapons and abilities to apply Doom. So anything that you do is supposed to apply Doom. Now the thing of it is depending on the weapons you run, like for me, for example, I'm using, the Kuva Sobek, which pretty much one-taps most things anyway. Applying something to a corpse really doesn't help you in this particular fashion, but that's fine. So, but you have that 100% chance for weapons and abilities to apply Doom, basically allowing for you to really hit home the critical damage aspect of Grave Spirit. Kills outside of spectral form decrease its cooldown by 1 second. Now, I want you to take into account that when the kills outside of your spectral form, meaning that you are fully vulnerable to taking damage again, you can fucking die. So I mean, you actually almost live and die by weird size by keeping everybody slowed down, so you can kill them enough. Because especially on the steel path, there's a lot of enemies coming at you. So there's no more of this. I have Grave Spirit on, and it's just buffing my shit like usual. And if I should get downed, I get this whole get out of jail free business and deal with that in that aspect. Now, we're just taking away the whole first step of this, and we're just going straight to step 2 and 3. But we're giving the buff of applying Doom to using any ability, I'm assuming from her kit. I believe it was from her kit, because I doubt Nourish does it. I honestly didn't pay attention. I've run it with this, and I didn't even pay attention to the enemies that shot me and got the viral blast, so I should probably have done that, but I was more focused on the nonsense behind this. So basically, we skip step 1. We just automatically become invincible for 15.5 seconds, according to my build. And then we immediately turn the fuck around, and we're vulnerable to damage, so we have to go kill Crazy with a frame that has some survivability problems anyway, to drop that 25-second cooldown as fast as possible to be able to activate Grave Spirit again, and then it's just rinse and repeat. I'm gonna be honest, like, do they think that we're lazy enough that we just can't cast Doom on people? I mean, I understand. Okay, Doom has that 40-degree range. But it's not like it has a line of sight problem that it hits one enemy and it doesn't go through them. Doom will hit to the range of your build. So it will hit for 21.75 meters. So whatever enemies are in the path of me casting that ability are going to have Doom applied on them. So why do I need to take away a level of survivability from Dagath to apply an ability that I can just apply anyway? I mean, do we see the inherent flaw here? Like, I understand what it's doing. It's basically giving you invincibility from the get, and then basically you can use Weird Sights or hell, you could put Gloom on her for that matter, you know, instead of Nourish, and then you utilize her armor strip side. I mean, you know, or you could use Jade's new ability, but that one's also line of sight for slowing, so it's not quite as power creeped as everybody thought it was going to be. But still, it's still pretty good. Basically, you slow the enemies down and kill them, try to keep them from shooting you, and then, you know, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I mean, that's just your level of survivability. So it's basically invincibility, huge vulnerability, invincibility, huge vulnerability, and so on. And it's giving you the ability of not having to cast Doom just by shooting people or using an ability. But if you're already going to use an ability to apply Doom, why not just fucking apply Doom and have that buffer? I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this particular augment, okay? Like, and I know it seems nonsensical to shoot a video about it, but the truth of it is it's hurting my fucking head. I understand. Invincibility, haha. Casting Doom on higher level enemies, haha. Vulnerability like a motherfucker. Wait, what? Granted, you can drop the cooldown, but you gotta kill him. Like, Sobek doesn't have a problem with that. I personally prefer her kit as it is rather than using Spectral Spirit. That's just my personal opinion. I think Spectral Spirit is going to be great for some players, and I think some players are going to hate this motherfucker because it's honestly going to make them more prone to being downed than she was previously. This is another one of those that I'm trying to wrap my head around what in the fuck they were thinking with this one. Yeah. From a casual player, like, this is only going to go one of two ways. I don't think there's really a mid to this. I don't personally like it. I guarantee there is a polar opposite person going, this motherfucker makes me invincible, and then all I got to do is kill some people, and then I can go invincible again. So I guarantee there's definitely two sides to this argument. I don't think there's a middleman on this motherfucker. I really don't. It's either people going to love it or hate it. I personally, I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I think that her kit, like, the function between Doom and Grave Spirit, and then Grave Spirit's level of giving you that extra bonus survivability if you're going to go invincible anyway if you get downed. It's just the only thing you can't do is reduce the timer on it, like Spectral Spirit allows you to. Okay. That's why we have guns. That's why we have other abilities. I mean, that's why we do stuff, you know? I mean, use your operator and tether the motherfuckers. I mean, come on, you know? There's lots of ways to go about this. Just saying. So, I think this augment's weird, man. I really do. I think some people are gonna... There's probably gonna be somebody out there level capping with this motherfucker. Just be like, look how good this works. I don't know. I just think it's kind of nonsensical. I really do. I think it's just like, what? Like, why? Why are we doing this? This is strange. I don't know. Y'all tell me, man. You tell me what your thoughts are on the Spectral Spirit Augment, because honestly, I'm what? So yeah. So folks, thanks very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one, all right?